Hi everybody, it's June 22nd. I'm out of quarantine. I quarantined in Vancouver, coming back from Mexico, and now I'm on the Sunshine Coast, BC, settling into another living situation. I'm probably going to do some videos on that, on non-materialistic, minimalist living. Ideally, with the hope of going off grid eventually. So just beginning that process and baby steps. Learning all about that. But we're going to do a reading today. It's the day after Father's Day, June 22nd, on the coronavirus, COVID. And I won't be doing a Spanish version today. I've got a lot of things going on, but next week I will make it a priority to do that for everybody. Okay. Sorry, but I just have to go till the cards tell me it's okay to stop. Yeah, and if I do videos on the other part of my life, then it will be on a different channel, but I'll make sure that I include the information. Not quite ready for that yet. In a week or two, I'll start with that. Come on. Okay. It's really interesting because, I shuffle the deck usually before I even start shuffling the deck when I do the reading, just to make sure that it's really well sorted. But often, like, similar cards are coming up, at least a few. So one of the cards that fell out of the deck is the Ace of Pentacles. So I'll just start with that because that's on a positive note. So, Ace of Pentacles indicating financial security and success primarily, and new beginnings. So this card jumped out of the deck. So for everybody who's been struggling or worrying or, just having to readapt, some people are very happy because they have more freedom now and they're working at home, and they probably hope to continue working at home. And this holds a lot of potential for many other changes in people's lives as well. So that could be a positive thing that people are experiencing. I know in Canada there's been financial assistance for people in trouble, and for some people they've been less stressed than ever, just knowing that they don't have to worry so much. So we're seeing prospects here, okay? Financial prospects for security. Everybody's been sort of focused on this idea about the second wave and being hit harder than before and all this kind of stuff. I'm not going to discuss that or delve into that today. I would be interested in looking at that maybe in a month from now, because things seem to be calming down. I know in Canada and British Columbia has done very well. So things are starting to open up again, and people are starting to resume lives. Not completely the way that they were living before, but you can see that people are moving through their fears and their trauma and starting to relax. And some people are relaxed, some people are still afraid, but we see that at least here, things are starting to open up in a big way. So people are going to be back at work. I am busy making money. There are going to be financial opportunities that are going to be presented to people. So I can't speak about the long term, about what's going to happen economically. But for now, there's a burst of energy with respect to work and projects and making money. So this is good. So we start there. The next card, which we had before, is the reversed Ace of Cups. And so, and this is something I've really seen like throughout my time coming back and flying back and, just doing the quarantine and talking to people on video and coming back to the coast and everything, is that people are needing a lot of healing right now. Like, I mean, even really strong, positive people, like, the women I know, there's a sadness, there's a stress that's people have been living through that's really taken a toll. It's like everybody needs to go get a little healing work right now. I'm not saying that to promote myself. I'm just saying, like, uh, it's been really interesting to see that everybody almost needs to have their nervous system calm down in some kind of way. um, and um, and I've helped a few people since I've come back, and I can see how, it just takes off this heaviness that people are feeling right now. So people are emotionally sort of, it's not just drained, it's like everything's been kind of messed up and made heavy. And so the cup is not full right now. People are needing now to move to a place of replenishing themselves, however people do that, hopefully in healthy ways, to feel calm and positive and happy and move forward. This is a very significant card, I think, right now. And the Ace of Swords, which we saw before as well. I mean, the Ace of Swords, the next card coming up, and it's with the Ace of Cups, so two aces. So a strong message around beginnings and new beginnings, and the emotional aspect needing to do healing, and that being really important to, just living, like in a positive way. And the mind, okay, so the mind has had a chance to keep working. Maybe it's been overworking, but people are coming up with new ideas, all kinds of new ideas about the way they want to live, about the way they want to work, probably things about family life as well. This card is a powerful card. It sort of cuts right through to everything. And it's an ace, which means new beginnings as well. So people's minds are like really processing. What do I want? What's important to me? What am I going to do with my life? How am I going to work on this? How am I going to work on that? Maybe more people are thinking about working from home permanently, starting their own businesses, and self-sustainability. It's good to start thinking about these issues, food, water, not be completely dependent on the system and other people that we don't always trust anyways. So I try and keep my tarot very non-political. So then we have this card, the Four of Cups, which I always sort of see this fellow as he's sort of bored and not really appreciating the things he has in front of him. And I think it's fair to say that people would be feeling really restless right now, like just, that frustration of like feeling cut off and things being shut down. You can entertain yourself for so long at home. You can read good books, you can, do Skype chats or Messenger, whatever, with your friends. But there's a certain point when you're just tired of it all. And this card, which is coming up in about a month, is saying people are just like, they've done what they can do. It doesn't matter if some things are still good. Like they've reached a point of boredom/frustration with life the way it is. They want to, or they need to move forward, to have a sense of, you know, spirit again, and like passion and openness around the possibilities, not just sort of sitting there going, well, more of this, more of the same, like just too much frustration and boredom as well. And the next card, which would also be like, coming up in the next 6 weeks, 2 months, is, the Three of Wands. This card can represent physical travel. It can signify, spiritual or emotional growth as well. It's the threes. The three is a very spiritual number. And this person's looking forward into the future, but they're not certain. Okay. So, it's reversed. So I would say, in the next few months, people are going to still be very uncertain about whether they should be traveling, um, how far they should travel. So we're now heading towards the end of June. So this is July. Many questions around, okay, How is the future going to be revealed to us? How can I make plans? How am I going to move ahead, with my vision, my goals? So still a lot of confusion because that's reversed, and that can affect travel plans as well. Queen of Pentacles, the next card. So, we have some powerful women who are like in the health sector who have really, and in the political sector as well, who have been taking a really strong position. That doesn't mean anybody's perfect and everything's been great, but, we've seen female leadership. It's sort of been underplayed. I feel like in the media, it's been underplayed. Some of the important women that have been involved in the COVID with respect to decisions being made and leadership and such. And this queen, she's got it all going on. Like, okay, so we're moving into our third month, and I feel like she doesn't just necessarily represent one person. She could represent um, a, not a group, a united group, but different women altogether who are very balanced in being able to see the bigger picture. They're able to take care of things from all levels, like from a spiritual level, financial level. They really have this strength of being able to pull everything together. It could be one particular woman, or it could be a few women, but this is a very strong card. So we're looking at sort of like, moving into 3 months, the Queen of Pentacles. Somebody's going to rock, for us. They're really going to make a difference. And we're going to see this. We'll hopefully see it in the media, who this is, or if there's a few women. I know we have one here in British Columbia who's really taken a really strong lead in this whole movement with her expertise. She's been awesome. So, and then the last card is the Magician reversed. So 1, 2, we're still in sort of the 3-month phase here. And the Magician reversed, the Magician is, the Magician is a really interesting card. It's speaking to choices and directions. It's also speaking to opportunities. So usually sort of the way I look at the Magician is, you have to sort of think about, where am I going to focus my energy? Like, what are my priorities? What are my values? What do I really want to create in my life? How am I going to visualize things to create the changes or fulfill the goals that I have? And the trouble with this card, which is why I think it's reversed, is that you have to have all the information, to be able to make a good choice, unless you are strongly connected to your intuition, in which case you don't need all the information. You can just tap in through meditation, peacefulness. You don't have to even do anything in particular. You just have to tune into that force in yourself, and you have to feel it, and you have to be really open to feeling what your truth is. If that's difficult for you, then we like to gather information so we can make the best choice for ourselves. And unfortunately, the way that COVID is affecting us, even 3 months from now, we're not going to have all the information that we need yet to be able to make some of those decisions and choices. So, you might just have to trust yourself. You might just have to be brave and just move forward with something and not know for sure whether or not it's going to work out. Okay. But if you trust your intuition and you go deep inside yourself, often we know what the truth is. We don't always need all the so-called facts. Okay. So I hope you're all well wherever you are. Welcome to my humble abode, and I will see you next Monday, and I will be doing a Spanish reading for all my Mexican friends next week. Okay. So have a lovely day, and we'll see you next Monday.